Well, Darrell, very emotional scenes at Bristol Rovers, a 4-year anniversary today.
I can't believe you clowns haven't brought me any cakes in, by the way. The amount of love and sugar I give you for the course of the season.
Well, we did, but we ate them all.
I don't give you any stick, you know that, and you haven't brought me a cake. Yeah, no, 4 years. Thoroughly enjoyed my time so far. Ups and downs as the footballing world is, but certainly for me, I've always said it honoured to be the Bristol Rovers manager and keep trying to move the club forward.
Yeah, those first 8 games and then early days in the conference. Did you think you'd last 4 months rather than 4 years?
4 weeks, yeah. Now dark days, obviously, but certainly the response since then has been great. Like I say, when I first got the job, I can remember it very clearly. And obviously the job in hand, we tried to pull it all together, get everybody fighting, but just weren't enough at the end of the day. And then we ripped it all up and started again, and it's been pretty positive since then.
If I gave you a time machine, would the Darrell Clarke of today do things any differently than the Darrell Clarke from 4 years ago?
Those 8 games, I mean, it was tough. We had a few injuries in the 8 games, and I think I'm always very self-critical of myself. You know, I could give you a list of, I'm not going to do them now, I'll give you a list of games where I potentially got it wrong, but I can give myself a pat on the back on some that I've got right as well. So you're always doing that. I think I'm a pretty level-headed lad to know when I'm not quite got it right. And I don't think there's many managers out there that are as honest as at times, and I think sometimes my fans certainly appreciate the honesty.
And mention the fans. In those 4 years, you forged quite a unique relationship. What's it been like being at a club where the fans have a lot of time and respect for you?
For me, it's they just want clarity all the time. They just want to be kept in the loop, and they want honesty. And that's the thing. And they want a side out there that's going to give everything for the shirt. And I can remember, right in the summer when we had got down that, my job was to get pride back into the shirt and make sure that whoever represents the football club and puts that shirt on, they're given 100% and some. And I think to a degree, I know we've had disappointed games along the way. I think they've got that now. They've got a group of players that certainly care, and it comes from the top. It comes from myself and my staff to make sure how important it is to put the shirt on. Yeah,
because one of, I think, the biggest achievements is that your players are a reflection of you. I don't think there are any unpopular players in the squad either.
No, certainly. And one of the good things, I mean, a lady came up to us on Saturday morning after we stayed down at Peterborough, and she came up, I think she was a Peterborough fan, and she said, I just want to say that your lads are an absolute privilege of the football club, the manners and whatnot. And I know we've had some good emails come through about the conduct of my players, and you're right, the players represent me. I mentioned it to the lads before the game against Peterborough Saturday, and it's about being good human beings as well, and I think we do well. I think we do great in the community. I'm certainly big as a manager to put the players out there as much as we can. We get people coming down the training ground, into the change rooms, and that's what we are, a community club, and the fans want to see that, and also want to see the lads give everything for the shirt.
And the next 4 years, I guess you don't know what you're doing the next 4 minutes rather than the next 4 years.
You lot will be rolling me out after 4 games, you lot. So yeah, listen, take it game by game, to be honest with you. But certainly, I've got a massive hunger and drive. I really want to get this club into the Championship, and it's what keeps me awake at night. And yeah, are we ready? No, we're a million miles away. But for me, that doesn't stop me from the footballing side of things to want to achieve that and want to and try and implement that and try and push it into that sort of into that league.
Yeah, because it's a long contract you're on, so it's not, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? But maybe
contracts for football managers. You're having a laugh, aren't you? Hey, listen, contracts. I'm not going to go into details of big contract, but they're not really worth the paper they're written on a lot of the time. You've got to get results as a football manager. I know that, but there's nobody puts more pressure on me than myself, and the rest of it is noise. So I'm my biggest self-critic, like I've said, and I'm one of those that is dying to win as many as we can.
You said it on Saturday. It's a big Easter, isn't it? Are we saying 6 points needed over the Easter period?
Yeah, listen, I think you're right. So, but you can only try and win 1 game at a time. I'm certainly not going to be disrespectful to a Bury team that's got unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe that they're in the situation they're in with the players they've got in the squad, and the turnover of players, the turnover of managers, and it's fundamentally gone wrong all over the place at Bury, because there's no way they should have really found themselves in that situation. I'd imagine it's a top 6 budget as well with the names on the team sheet. So they'll be coming and fighting and working hard and fighting to the death.
You've got nothing to gain really on Friday. You're playing a side, I think, of once away from home all season. Games like this, do you not enjoy? Because
I dread them to a certain extent because everybody turns up and expecting us to win. But I know I've watched their games, the last 3 or 4 games. They've been very unfortunate to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean? So there's no gimmies. There's not going to be no gimme Saturday. It's going to be a tough game, as they all are. And we certainly, we're not helped with the amount of people we've got on the treatment table at the minute as well. So we're hoping to get 1 or 2 back, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Tom Locke is not even back at the training ground, is that right? Is it Wednesday?
He's on China time, China time at the minute. So and Sweens joins us tomorrow. So Locks and Sweens will rejoin the group tomorrow.
Yeah, because I know when players are called up, it's the negative is that they're not available for you, for example, on Saturday. But when Tom Locke gets 2 more international caps, Ryan Sweeney, joyous scenes for him. It can only be good for them personally, even if you miss out on their services.
Sure, will be ringing me as well, thanking me as well for his career, saving his career. So yeah, listen, it's nice for the players. It's great for the club that we have players that represent their country. Not great for me.
And I know we keep mentioning the playoffs. Would it be a bonus to get in the top 6 this season rather than an expectation, or are you the kind of manager that goes, why not? Someone's got to get in the top 6. Why not us?
I don't think I've always said it is the expectation levels from myself to my players is to prove that. But the league's getting tougher and tougher each year. And what I say is I'm really pleased we haven't had the second year bounce, because it looked for that 6-7 week period before Christmas that we were going to be right into a relegation fight. So I think the response is 3 defeats in 15. It's been excellent in the last 15 games, and one of those was the last minute against Wimbledon. Shrewsbury was a couple of minutes to go, and dubious penalties at Plymouth. So the performances have been pretty solid. With the light wins in certain games that we've dominated and haven't quite got them. So, but we're not a million miles away. But the importance of trying to pick up 6 points over the Easter period is vital.